Guys, what is going on right now? I mean, okay, so we need to have a serious talk about Bitcoin. Sorry, I just woke up, so my brain's a little foggy right now. So in yesterday's video, we were looking at this pump right here, right? The video I released like a little over 12 hours ago. And now we're looking at this. The price of Bitcoin just gapped straight down. So what does this mean, guys? What does this mean? Why is this happening, guys? Why are we seeing such crazy manipulation right now in the price of Bitcoin? So one idea that I need to talk about right now is the fact that people are overall not really interested in Bitcoin. Obviously, the interest in Bitcoin is way down. Overall, we've seen a major sentiment shift to the negative side, guys. Overall, a lot of people have become bearish on Bitcoin in the past month, really. People were still hodling, still bullish on Bitcoin for pretty much the entire year until about a month ago when people's sentiment had a drastic shift. I think it had to do with the ETF not being approved and a few other things, but the sentiment towards Bitcoin is super bearish right now, and that is why we've seen the short positions at record levels, okay? So if short positions are at record levels, it either means manipulation or massive sentiment change to the downside. I think it's a little bit of both, obviously. So big sentiment change to the downside, most people are becoming bearish, and that's why the price is struggling to get up, right? But when you have people that are so bearish on Bitcoin and everyone is going to BitMEX and taking these reckless, margin positions to short Bitcoin, to just totally reckless, it's easy to exploit that if you have a lot of money. It's easy to manipulate those types of orders and those types of people if you have a lot of money, especially $100 million worth of Tether that is actually not really backed by anything, guys. The idea that Tether is backed by something is a lie. I just want to get this across real quick, guys. Tether is not backed by anything. It's still fake printed money. A lot of people are saying, oh, but it's backed by this amount of money. Is it really, guys? Because it's still fake money. It's still digitally created. Okay, that money that they say it's backed by is not actually in the market, and that money is not actually at risk. The money that they said, the billions of dollars that they said that Tether is backed by, is at no risk, guys. If let's say Bitcoin is a flash crash to 10 bucks, that Tether will lose its value, not the actual money that they have backing it, okay? So Tether is not backed by anything, and that is why we've seen all this crazy manipulation, okay? That's funny money that they can do whatever they want with. Tether is not a real currency. It's not backed. It has no value, okay? It's monopoly money. And that is one of the main reasons why I'm still bearish on Bitcoin, because this industry is just propped up by fake money. But anyway, guys, we're seeing this crazy price action, okay? Short squeeze up, gap down. The ownership of Bitcoin is so tight and so centralized, right? The ownership of Bitcoin is very centralized. Just a few people have the control of all of Bitcoin. So they're able to make these things happen, right? They're able to choose. They're literally gods pulling the strings because they own 90+% of all the Bitcoin. The way that I see it right now, guys, is in order for people to regain control of Bitcoin, we need to get these a lot of the general population needs to take a step back. Stop messing around with Bitcoin. Let the prices fall. Wait for good prices to enter, and then once we get to a good stable bottom, then we'll create a buyer's market where the only thing left is buyers, and then the general population will once again be in control of Bitcoin, and we will most likely see another major rally. But I think right now, guys, I think if the general population is going to try to mess with these major players here in this, at these prices, I think you're all going to get screwed. Okay, you're going to get totally screwed. They're going to take advantage of you, and it's just going to be a bad time for everybody. And this is why I've been so bearish on Bitcoin, guys. This is why I'm saying to stay away from Bitcoin right now and wait for better prices. This is what my channel has been about since the very first video in January, when I talked about how I believe that cryptocurrencies are in a bubble, and that the bubble is going to continue to burst until we find a nice stable bottom, and until a lot of these shit coins are deleted, right? We're oversaturated with terrible blockchains, okay? And the reason why I'm doing analysis on Bitcoin alone all the time is because Bitcoin is the one true currency. It is the means of exchange within the crypto industry. The entire industry is built on Bitcoin. So that is why I'm so focused on Bitcoin. Right now, guys, it's really the main thing to be looking at. But anyway, guys, you can't make short-term predictions in market conditions like these. Okay, so I don't even know why I was trying to make short-term predictions the other day. I'm still sticking by my bearish. Obviously, guys, I'm bearish on Bitcoin. I have been bearish on Bitcoin all year long. And I'm expecting us to eventually break below 6,000, below 5,000, and find ourselves at some of these parabolic lows. If anybody who might not be familiar with my channel, I'm expecting us to, find ourselves at one of these parabolic lows right here. So let me map these out for you. These right here. I mean, we're already here. So what I'm expecting us to find ourselves at one of these two parabolic lows. I don't think the market needs to pull back lower than this, right? We had this high here in 2013, $1,100. So I think it would be fair for the overall market if we had to pull back to these parabolic lows. The early adopters who are still sitting in the profit zone, guys. One thing you really need to understand is that people who bought down here are way in the profit zone, guys. They're sitting on insane profits. The fact that the price keeps bouncing off of 6,000 is the reason why people who are holding very large amounts of Bitcoin can continue to take profits on each of those bounces, right? That way they aren't selling into the market. That's why, they aren't selling into the market and just creating a capitulation and just, the price dropping down. That could have happened if the major Bitcoin owners were stupid, right? They could have just sold right into it and dropped the price even further. That could have happened, right? But they're smart. They didn't sell. They wanted it to seem like, oh, there's not that much Bitcoin being sold. And then people thought, oh, it's the bottom. It bounces up. They sell more. They sell more. They sell more. Just churn that price. Get those levels to sell at before eventually, guys, what I think will be a break below 6K. And, it's not going to happen right now. I'm not saying that. I'm just drawing that arrow. Guys, I'm just saying, like, I'm not talking about timing here, but I do think we are going to hit this $2,500 level. That is my target price for Bitcoin, for buying Bitcoin. I think once we get down there, we'll have a little bit less manipulation going on. It'll give people a chance the people who are paying attention to Bitcoin and that realize that it's not really a scam. At the core of it, Bitcoin is not a scam. It works. It's an electronic cash system. It actually functions. It's a working product. The price of you should not determine the success of Bitcoin should not be determined by its price. Okay, if Bitcoin's at $1, it's still a success because it still works. You can still transfer value in a decentralized manner. An immutable blockchain. It all works, guys. The price of Bitcoin should not be the measure of its success. Okay, so me talking about Bitcoin going down to $2,500 does not mean that I think that it's going to fail or something, right? Because I understand that no matter what price Bitcoin goes to, it's still a working tool, a working financial instrument, a working electronic cash system, right? It's still functioning. It's still working no matter what price it goes to. But let's go, before I get off here, let me just real quick check a couple things. Oh yeah, guys, by the way, we're seeing a little bit of buying here. Still just insane manipulation happening. But by the way, guys, if you are interested, I do have a Patreon page, and you can go click the link below and see the amenities that I have for the patrons that join. So for the people who pledge $5 a month, you're going to get an email every month, and it's going to include an exclusive in-depth analysis video that only the patrons who pledge $5 will get. And also, when the prices actually start falling, which we don't know exactly when that's going to happen, you're going to get an inside look on how I'm going to accumulate Bitcoin. I'll actually show you guys, on Patreon, how I'm accumulating Bitcoin. I'll do some live streams where I'll be showing how I'm going to average my way in, what prices I'm going to be doing that on, and the patrons who pledge are going to see all that, right? You'll see me make these videos and stuff, but you're not going to actually see the direct technique and strategy that I'm using to accumulate Bitcoin. And I think there's a few other things you get there. If you want to check it out, click the link below. And I think that is going to be it for me today, guys. just when a market is bottoming out, it doesn't act like this, right? So just keep that in mind, guys. It's total manipulation right now. I'm sure a lot of you guys have now seen that Tether transaction and that BitMEX, BitMEX shutdown went up for service or something right before this happened, just forcing everyone to get liquidated. So guys, be extremely careful when you're trading on margin. It's not something I advise at all. I have never advised trading on margin before. If you know what you're doing, it can be amazing, right? But if you don't know what you're doing, don't use margin. It's just gonna you're just gonna get wrecked. Okay, you're gonna get wrecked. So don't use margin unless you have experience. And but yeah, guys, I know this video is a little bit all over the place, but that's gonna be it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next video.